So we found a bunch of these soft eggs in this mulch. It's gotta be a reptile, not hard. Soft shell. What do you think? What do you think those eggs are? There's actually 6 of them. There's 2 more. Kind of a rough shell and soft. Alright guys, Scrappy Acres Homestead. We're out here. We were going to do a mid-June garden update, but we're doing it now. It's towards the end of June, and we're just going to take you a tour around the homestead, show you all the things that we got growing, plants, vegetables in the garden, and around our neck of the woods, right? And we got a few things to harvest, and I'll also show you how we'll take time to show you how we prune one of our tomatoes. We're going to prune them all, but we'll show you how we do one. So stick around if that sounds interesting to you.
Don't you dare, Basil.
All right, so right out here at the road, we got all these purple thistle. We love purple thistles, but we also grow sunflowers out here sometimes. Usually the dark orange Mexican sunflowers. So we got them up by the mailbox. Oh, frog just went in the creek. Got some more thistles over here. A lot of wheatgrass on the ditch. And then these beautiful flowers. Right beside the garden, you can see the electric fence we have that tries to deter rabbits from coming in. Now, we did let the weeds grow up in our corn this year. I went through and pulled most of the ones that get fairly big, because we have a lot of different types of that's another flowering bush. But there's 3 types of sweet corn in here. There's some Indian corn, and there is a little bit of popcorn. So looks like we gotta go through and thin out some of this, and as we walk down through the rows, a lot of these weeds get knocked down anyways, but they're not hurting the corn at all. And around here it says we go by corn should be knee high by the 4th of July, and it's over knee high now, and it's not the 4th of July. But they got theirs in later than mine, and theirs is already catching up, the farmers. But theirs is modified to do that. So then we got some watermelons here. 1, 2, 3, 4 plants. I'm trying to train them to go into these sweet potatoes. Our sweet potatoes are here, here, there, and there, and there's nothing down in here. But I'm hoping that all these cucumbers will kind of grow into these sweet potatoes in this way. I'm going to train them to go this way. And then there are 2 sweet potatoes down, or cucumbers down here. That one's not doing great, and I don't know what happened to this one, but got hit by something. And I'm hoping to train that one to go that way into these beans. So we got some bush beans down through here, a whole row of them. A lot of them got taken out somehow. These are fancy beans down through here. We do have some blossoms on those. And then these are a purple bean. There are some blossoms on those too. Tammy's, are these your trichas? No, this is cherry hot peppers. Cherry hot peppers, and they're already growing. Peppers, tiny little plants, but they're grown peppers. These must be the regular jalapenos. And Timmy's trick chews are on the other side of the tomatoes. Here's our mama onion. This is the 4th year she's been growing here. We take seeds off of her, and we get green onion sometime off of her in the winter. She grows all winter long. These are our peppers, and that's a red Carolina Reaper. We got a red ghost pepper. We got a scorpion Trinidad. We got a scorpion Trinidad. We got a habanero yellow. We got a regular habanero red. And then these are, this is a gypsy pepper. It's supposed to be like a green pepper. I think these are the Trinidads, yeah, orange Trinidads. See all the peppers on there already coming? And that's a red tie dragon. So we've got a red one and some orange ones. And these are bell peppers. Up and through here, these are our bell peppers. And then I think these are pimento peppers. And then we got a bunch of other, these are the NDT pepperoncinis. This is an imposter ghost pepper. So it looks and tastes like a ghost pepper, but isn't hot. Just like the trick chew jalapenos. First year of growing those. That's our cowhorn pepper. They're doing great. Now this whole row is basically Roma tomatoes, and I just let them go, other than these 3 jalapenos. That guy's getting crazy. But I normally just let, let's see what this is. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh no, these are cherry tomatoes. So I'm probably going to have to cage those. These are all cherry tomatoes. I thought these are Romas. The Romas are over here. They do a lot of weeding, but not a whole lot of checking. But these I won't prune, and I normally don't cage them either. But we caged them this year. These are our Roma tomatoes. And we usually just let them go. We lost one there. But this should have been all, it would have filled up. By the time they're done growing, normally this takes up both these rows. And then we'll have nothing but Roma tomatoes in here. Now my indeterminates are what we cage, and we use these 6-foot concrete mat cages. And all these tomatoes need pruned. So we're going to show you how we prune these. We'll take this one. Let's see what this is. This is a purple Cherokee. And this is how we prune our tomatoes. And this is the first pruning. I haven't done anything to these yet. We planted these May 10th out here. And some of them died. Farmers around here planted 3 times. Some of our plants died, and we had to plant seeds if we were trying to plant our heirloom tomatoes and stuff. And then some of them we did plant from starts that we got from the greenhouse. So some of these tomatoes out here, we actually planted seeds in the ground and started them that way. And some of these are from starts that we started inside. Now I got 3 types of pruners. This thing, the hook bill, which I like to use the most with tomatoes because You're not going to poke the tomato with that hook bill. And you got some of these thicker pruners that are serrated. They're for like more of branches and stuff, which we'll get to later out back. And then these little pointy scissors, which are great to get into tight spots, but you got to be careful because these are rounded, but these can easily poke your tomato, and that's not good. All right, so we're gonna come down here to the bottom. It's been a really dry season. Normally I cut these up 18 inches, whether they're blossoming or not. And I just take the first few branches and I cut them down and I lay them back down in here. Now these, there's a sucker here. I don't know if you can see this. I start at the bottom, work my way up so I don't get lost. But you see this split here. Get these out of the way. See this split here on this node? This is a branch, and this will actually produce tomatoes. Okay? If it's a branch and just the leaves, it's never going to produce tomatoes. These will, but these will suck out a lot of the energy, especially if you want taller plants. Now we still have July, August, and maybe even into September out here. So I'm going to actually trim these up and let more of the energy go to this main stalk here rather than these suckers. Now some of these, I will let some of these suckers go because I'm more worried about getting fruit off of them. Because if you leave these, you will get fruit off of these, but your plant's not going to get very big. If you have enough time, you want to cut these off, let your plant get bigger, and then you'll have a lot more main stem to produce tomatoes. So if you extend your main stem, you have more of a plant to produce more tomatoes. Does that make sense? All right, but we're going to trim these. And I just lay them right back down in here, kind of shade the roots from drying out. See this guy? That's a hard one to cut, but I'm going to. That's a whole nother plant right there, growing off that main stem. Same thing here, but we don't want that. We want it all to go to this main stem. Some of these lower branches here, we're going to cut them, prune those too. Just to keep moisture up off of this. If this can breathe better, this plant's going to do better, okay? Now some of these suckers here, and we'll continue doing this all season. We'll come in here, take some of these little suckers off the lower branches, right off. Now here we got two in kind of V's instead of a sucker. This is a sucker off of this branch, see? I call them suckers, I don't know what the technical term is. This is a sucker off of this branch, but it's kind of a V, so I almost have two main veins now. So I'm gonna let this go. And I'm also gonna let some of these leaves go because it needs to be able to collect sunlight. So that's how we prune ours. And look, I even cut off some blossoms. That's hard to do, isn't it? But if you get to these a lot earlier, you won't have to deal with that. Well, that's how you prune your tomatoes. And I try to bury these as deep as I can. So if in the spring you can start your own tomatoes, you can get them 2 foot. I'd put 20 inches of that down in the soil. You're gonna have a great root base. All right, I'm gonna prune the rest of these and then we'll get to the rest of the tour. All right, so we got all of our tomatoes pruned up. We got our purple Cherokees. We got some pineapples, some Rutgers. I don't know which is which. We'll have to see them when they get bigger. We got some hillbillies, which this one down here looks like a hillbilly to me, and it's not labeled. That looks like our hillbilly. These look like some mountain bush or something. But I can tell when they're grown what they are, and almost what they are as they're growing. And these little cherry tomatoes, you can tell, they grow all viney. We got some beefsteaks. I don't know, a bunch of really cool tomatoes. And then down here we got some cherry tomatoes, some cherry super sweets, and Tammy G's. Jalapenos. Got some more sunflowers. Did you see that sunflower there? And then Tammy's tricked you jalapenos. Not sure what these are. Red chili peppers. Red chilies. Green night eggplant. And then we got 3 white night eggplants. And then we got the 2 purple eggplants. Blossoms on these already. All this stuff went out May 10th. There's our mammoth dill. All the way around this pole. Got a little bit of lettuce and got some celery. And the gypsy broccoli's doing real well. That head's ready to be cut right there. But we're gonna let it go just a little bit more, right, Tammy? Yeah. Try to get it a little bit bigger. Once you cut it, it'll still make broccoli, but a whole bunch of little heads. So we're gonna see how big we can get that one. Beautiful broccoli though. And this is the gypsy broccoli. So we got gypsy peppers and gypsy broccoli this year. All right, moving on. That's another broccoli. All these onions went out the week after Easter, and the potatoes went out Good Friday. And then everything else went out May 10th, either by seed or by start. Some of these were plant starts. Now these all went out by seed. These are our snow peas down through here, and there's a couple different varieties. They are? Where? I do. We want to see them. Here's one of our other broccoli. A lot of this got eaten off by the rabbits. We take our fence down every winter, and then when we put them up in the spring, it takes a while before the rabbits realize they can't come in here. And the dogs have learned how to come in through the gate. Basil taught them, because they all stayed out too. Yeah. And we have some Brussels sprouts and some purple cauliflower that Arkansas woodcutter sent us.
That one can go another day. Here's a good one.
Try it. Taste test it.
Oh yeah, I would love to.
Good one? Get out my onions.
Mm-hmm.
Go. Get out of here.
Yeah, right?
Go, Basil. You're walking all through the onions.
Delicious.
Gosh darn dogs.
Here's another one. But we're going to have babies coming up still.
Now we had cabbage from here all the way down, and that's the only one down there we got left. And we'll replant cabbage down through here, but we'll probably wait till August, end of July. Ooh, that's a good one. And we love snow peas or sugar snap peas. So good. So we got white onions, and we've been ringing those, doing this to them. So they can get bigger. Here's our candy red onions. Got some Valdez there, some white onions. Some of this stuff's going to seed. We just pick those off. We put them in a brown paper bag, save the seeds. And we got some candy onions down there, some more red onions. And this is something voluntarily came up. I'd say it's probably like a squash or a zucchini. Some of our potatoes are going to be getting dug here pretty soon, but we should have red potatoes. I think these are fingerlings. These are white potatoes, and the front row are red potatoes. And hopefully we can get another set of potatoes out too. But the sunflowers will stay in here as shade for this area, and those big pine trees shade in the afternoon. But some of the sunflowers are coming out. And the onions are getting decent size. Got some shallots back here. And our garlic's over here. Now there are a few onions in here too. Look at this mama jamma. Look at that big old mama jamma right here. The big old onion. And then the garlic's back in there too, and it's starting to go to scape. But this will twist 2 or 3 more times before we do anything with it. And once they start to die off, that's when we'll dig this up, probably towards the middle, end of July. We have another sunflower here, and we have some strawberries, which we've been picking off of, and they're really running pretty good, but not in the straw. They didn't want to stay in the straw. They all went to the dirt, and the strawberries are all gone. We've been picking them. There's one. Picking them about every day and eating them. Delicious strawberries. Eventually those strawberries, probably this fall, are going to get moved to this box, and we've been planting seeds in this all spring and summer. Here's our zucchini. Got some flowers. Zucchini flowers all up in there. Don't see a zucchini yet though, I think. So, I think that's, no, we got a few more things. Got a little straw bale tomato here. Get out of there, bee. And then we have some mint over here, and this needs picked because it's going to seed. We'll trim that up. And we'll just dry this out. We may put it in our drinks, use it in tea. And this is apple mint, and this is apple mint, and this is chocolate mint. I would suspect to get probably 2 more harvests off this year. So fragrant, smells delicious. Like spearmint gum. Got a couple of these too. Just keep them away from the fence. And we'll just dry these leaves out on the counter and then stick them in a jar and use them in things. Sometimes we use them fresh. And look at that horseradish. We don't do anything with that. We dig it up in months that end with R, and we'll mow it off at the end of the year. But we can horseradish from the root, grind it up, boil it in vinegar, and can it, and it lasts a long time. You can add it to all kinds of stuff. So just needs to be there growing. All right, and right beside our horseradish is our rhubarb, which we're trying to expand this rhubarb patch. And the leaves we cut off, we just lay back down as mulch. But Tammy's gonna harvest this. We should have done this a long time ago. but we just haven't got to it. And what Tammy will do is she'll cut all these leaves back, cut the leaves back, leave them down for mulch. Kind of protect the roots because the leaves won't be there anymore. And she'll keep all the stalks, and then we'll process those and freeze them and use them in a lot of different things. All right, so that's what we've harvested. And that's going to make quite a bit of rhubarb. And we still got all this left to continue to keep growing, and more coming up. And the horseradish is trying to make its way back over here, even though we dug all that up. And the rhubarb is spreading. So I wish it'd go this way a little bit, but it is spreading. So we're going to put the seeds down in here and till it up next year. And this next time we will let a few shoots go, even though we did get seeds already off of this, but we'll let a few shoots go towards the fall, get seeds off of it again in the fall. Now asparagus, we do let go to seed, some of it, but we still have asparagus coming up, you can see. But you have to let some of it go to seed if you want your patch to continue to spread. So that's what we do. All right, so these are our ramps, scapes. They've gone to seed. This will all get tilled up here pretty soon. The lettuce, once it goes to seed, that's when we'll till this up. We'll cut some of this back, then we'll till this all up, and all this will come back next year. But we have been cutting off this lettuce all spring. And we've got some stuff coming up over here in the old compost. And you can see it, something viney. Could be zucchini. I don't know. It's got a vine. Could be a potato. Or I mean a pumpkin. Not a potato. It's going towards the potatoes. But I think it's maybe a pumpkin and a zucchini. Not sure. Yeah. And then we often put onions just various places in the garden. Okay, so out front in the flower garden, some of the flowers have gone off, but you can see the ones that were here earlier that you've seen on social media and other sites. We have other ones coming in, and look at this. Our mammoth lilies are going to be, they got tons of heads. That's going to be gorgeous. Got little red berries on there. And these are more of like a dark purple when they come out, that bug.
You go get the other pair?
No, I think they're out there still. Alright, let's go to the backyard. I guess out here in our shaded area, we do have flowers there all the way around this tree. Tammy sometimes even grows up in the nook of that tree. These will have big white flowers on them too. And this is Tammy's shade garden. It's got a lot of mosses, the hummingbird bush, some ferns. These little hummingbird bushes, I don't know what that is. But it attracts a lot of pollinators. And the nomiuses love it. Alright, now out here we got some flowers coming on there. We got this volunteer thing that came up. Don't know what it is. This is that plum tree. It died before we got it planted, but I planted it anyways. Our peach trees. There's a bird nest in there. Oh my gosh. Scared the crap out of me. Oh. Peaches. That's what the peaches look like on this tree so far. Some of them have dried up. Still small. And the peaches over here, look at this. They're getting bigger. And it is loaded. This tree's loaded. Just everywhere. Peaches everywhere. So, be interested to see what those mature. And then over here are blueberry bushes that we planted last year. Rabbits took them. Completely gone. The one I had over there is gone. This one, you can see right there, we got it coming back. Just coming back. So we're gonna keep this cage on here and see if we can't get that blueberry back. Got another peach tree there. We got our 4 chickens here. Where you girls at? Got an egg in there. Got 2 down the bottom and 2 at the top. 2 at the top are our newest ones, the white ones. I don't know if you can see them. We got a crab apple there, and we got 2 regular apples out here. A little set aside area, just so I don't have to mow everything. And we do have apples. They're small too. They do really good. So there's the peaches that got a chance. Still got July and August, 2 more months. So 60 days. And this apple tree we brought back from a stump, but I can see some apples on there, so it's going to be a producer too. They didn't live this year, but that's okay. Got a wild mulberry here that we need to get rid of. I don't like mulberries up here. And then our grapes over here. And we use this to ride, you know, 4-wheelers or RC track, whatever. We can race around out here. It's a lot of fun. Hey, our grapes are producing grapes. Maybe you can see better now. Camera was dirty. But grapes all over this thing. And I can't wait till that died. I brought it back last year. 2 years ago, that was completely dead. We had a tiny little shoot last year. So that's all from this year, basically. Now, raspberries, these guys need watered or something. Because they were doing a lot better than that. That doesn't look good at all. Neither does that. They got hit with something. Yeah, we had raspberries ready to pick. Red ones, and they're sprayed or something. Farmers got it, I don't know. Got some coming on here too. Those look good. Yummy. And this guy's growing right outside there, so these should be purple. These are red. And I'm going to have to remulch that tonight because that's not looking good to me. I'm not sure what happened there. Got some Queen Anne's lace out here.
Maybe it needs water.
Alright, now out here we planted these in the spring, but they're drying up too. So we're just going to pull these out. Got a bunch of little carrots, baby carrots we can eat. And we'll replant something out here. It'll be good. We just made these boxes this year. So we got straw and dirt and it doesn't seem to be holding the water very well. I may have to empty them out and put a liner in there. That was great in the spring though. Really need them for the summer. But we'll probably plant some cabbage in here. Probably here, there, and there. Fill these up with some more soil. Plant some cabbage in here. I think I can get 2 or 3 heads in here. 2 or 3 heads in there. 2 or 3 heads in there. So that could be 9 heads of cabbage, which would be good. I did take a start of the raspberry and try and keep that thing alive. Get that transplanted. This was a bunch of cabbage in here that we cut off of. And then this other side was radishes. Some radishes in there. So that's cool. Chickens will love that. We'll clean this out and put some cabbage in here. But I think the radish has seen better days. They were good though. There's some radish seeds there. Alright, now I just want to show you these things. The mule on. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 tons of them growing. And these are biannual. These are the second year, and this is the year you want them. They're all going to flower. So we've had these growing for 2 years, and we're going to definitely get some great mule on this year. Look at that bad boy. He's huge. We also have a few little squash growing back here. I don't know, it doesn't look like it has anything. There's some zucchini or squash. There's pumpkin, zucchini or squash. There's something. And then this is going to be pasture land, but look at this. We got Queen Anne's lace, we got thistle, we got clover, we got, I mean, this is just beautiful back here. It's our own little Ohio rural Ohio paradise back in here. Look at the wheatgrass, gorgeous wheatgrass. Deer laid bed down back here. Rabbits love it. Look at this striped wheatgrass. Giant Queen Anne's lace. This is beautiful. Hey guys, I guess that's the tour. That's what we got going on right now. Looks pretty good so far. Mostly stuff out in the garden. We do try to plant other places, but you know, we work full time and got everything else going on too. So even though you're busy, you can still do a garden, right, Tammy?
Yeah.
It's rewarding, isn't it?
Yes.
Look at that one, it's yellow. You want to say anything else?
Peace, y'all.
Peace, y'all. We'll see you around.